The holiday shopping season is now in full swing. Shoppers are expected to spend more than $13 billion before this Cyber Monday is over. Amazon expects to deliver millions of packages in the next few weeks, relying on a fleet of drivers who mostly work for third-party carriers. In tonight's Eye on America, Usher Qureshi looks into the safety implications.
On the interstate.
On a cold January morning in 2022, officers tried to sort out what went wrong on an interstate south of Austin, Texas.
She was already rolling. I think this is probably the next point of impact, Joe.
And who needed to be notified.
The officer came, knocked on my door, and she was involved in an accident, and she didn't make it.
Trula Velez's 19-year-old daughter, Ileana, was forced off the road. The college freshman was on a break from her overnight shift at this Amazon warehouse.
We're trying to understand why the accident occurred and why you made some of the decisions you made.
Jordan Santacola was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to 40 years in prison for failing to stop and render aid after an accident involving death. He was driving this truck to pick up a load from an Amazon facility despite having a history of traffic violations, a suspended license, and several felony warrants.
Someone with multiple warrants should have not been hired.
But Santacola wasn't hired by Amazon. He was driving for a trucking company subcontracted to move Amazon cargo between facilities, a leg known as the middle mile. In fact, according to a lawsuit filed by Velez, Amazon had rejected Santacola's job application as a home delivery driver less than 3 months before the crash, after he failed a criminal background check.
Was this a preventable tragedy?
100%.
Alex Hilliard represents Trula Velez in her lawsuit against Amazon and Take Flight with B Trucking, which hired Santacola and has since gone out of business. The suit alleges Amazon knew, or should have known, Santacola was an unsafe driver. They say Amazon is liable in part because it uses an app called Relay that monitors driving performance and safety metrics, including when drivers speed.
Mr. Santacola had 70 different speeding violations that Amazon had been notified of. They did nothing about that.
CBS News reviewed 6 years of federal safety data on Amazon middle mile contractors. We found their rates of violations like texting and speeding were often more than double those of other carriers.
Amazon disputes our data findings, saying overall crash rates for third-party carriers have improved. The company also says its safety standards are stricter than those mandated by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the agency that regulates the U.S. trucking industry.
If it's a choice between safety and delivering a package to a customer, we'll go with safety every time.
Amazon's lead global attorney for road safety, Tim Goodman, says the company relies on FMCSA rules that require contractors to do their own background checks on middle mile drivers.
We have ended up taking disciplinary action to around 19,000 different motor carriers that have not complied with the stringency requirements that we insist on.
This pileup is just one of nearly 50 deadly crashes involving Amazon's middle mile drivers in the past 2 years that have claimed at least 57 lives.
Any fatality is heartbreaking, and the families that have been affected by this, they have our condolences.
Asked if Amazon should accept liability for fatalities caused by contractors, Goodman did not answer directly, but said the company is constantly working to improve safety. That won't ease Trula Velez's pain.
One mistake cost someone's life, and that was my daughter's.
A life she says didn't have to end like this. For Eye on America, I'm Usher Qureshi in San Marcos, Texas.